Hello everyone, my name is Aishwarya and my today's topic is the tissues in the human body. So all we know that what is the tissue? Tissue is the in the tissue there is the number of the cells come together and form the similar function. This called as the tissue. In tissue, when two or more than more tissue comes together to form the organs into the human body. So tissues are very important into the human body. There are the four main types of the tissue into the human body, that is the epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue and nervous tissue. Let's talk about the epithelial tissue. The epithelial tissue is present into the covering linings or the cavities in the human body. So this is called as the covering epithelia, and when the epithelial tissue present into the secretions, then it is called as the granular epithelia. So the main function is there are the many functions of that epithelial tissue. They also have the two types, that is the simple epithelium tissue and the stratified epithelium tissue. This simple epithelium tissue have the one layer of the cells present into the basement membrane, and in stratified epithelium there are the more than one layer of the cells present, which do function similar function. So in simple epithelium there are the three types, that is the simple squamous epithelium, simple cuboidal epithelium and the simple columnar epithelium. Also in the stratified there is the stratified squamous epithelium, stratified cuboidal epithelium and the stratified columnar epithelium. So and also there is the exception tissue, that is the transitional epithelium. So let's talk about the simple squamous epithelium. The simple squamous epithelium contain the one layer of the cells, that is the fat cells have the large spherical nucleus present at the center, and their main function is the passive transport of the gases and the fluids. These are present into the kidneys, um, uh, kidneys, and another type is the cuboidal, simple cuboidal epithelium. This is they have the cube shape of the cells present on the basement membrane and the spherical nucleus. The main function of them is the protection and the uh, secretion and the absorption. So these are present into the uh, these are present into the stomach and the um, kidneys and into the glands, that is the sweat gland, mammary gland, also into the salivary gland. Then another type is the columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelium, simple columnar epithelium is the taller cells. The nucleus may be the oval shaped, and these are present for the absorption and the secretion. They are present into the trachea, urinary bladder and also into the kidneys. Another type is the stratified epithelium, stratified simple epithelium. There are into that there are a number of the flat cells present on the basement membrane, and also the nucleus is present. Their main function is the support and the protection. So these are present into the body cavities. Um, Another type is the cuboidal epithelium. More than 2 to 3 layers of the cube cells present on each. So their main function is the protection and also protection and the support. Another type is the columnar. Columnar are the cells which are the ciliated and the non-ciliated, present into the linings of the small intestine and also into the stomach, also into the trachea and into the respiratory system. Also into the ciliated are also present into the urinary tract. So all of these are the examples of the stratified epithelium. There is also presence of the pseudo-stratified epithelium. Into that, there are the number of the taller cells like the columnar cells present, but all of them are not attached to the basement membrane. So these are the pseudo-stratified cells, and these are present into the cervix, canal, and the oral cavity. So there is another exception is the transitional epithelial cells. The transitional epithelial cells are also present into the transitional epithelial cells have the number of the these cells are actually not the squamous or the flat shell or not the cube shape. There is the they have the irregular shape, and they are present into the they have the property of the extension, that is the contraction, expansion, and the relaxation. So they are present into the urinary bladder. So all of these are the types of the epithelial tissue. Another type is the connective tissue. Connective tissue connects all the body parts. So there is the loose connective tissue. Into the loose connective tissue there is the presence of the uh, connective tissue proper. There is the loose connective tissue and the dense connective tissue. Into the loose connective tissue there is the adipose tissue, areolar tissue, and the reticular tissue is present. Another is the dense connective tissue. Into the dense connective tissue there is the presence of the dense connective tissue. There is presence of the regular, irregular, and the elastic tissue. Another is the cartilage. There is the hyaline cartilage, fibrocartilage. Uh, and after that there is the bones. There are the two types, that is the spongy bone and the compact bone. Also blood is the connective tissue, and these are the four types of the connective tissue. Let's talk about the areolar connective tissue. Into the areolar connective tissue there is the gel like matrix is present, and the areolar connective tissue contain the fibroblast, macrophages, and mast cells. So all of these are involved into the phagocytic in nature. They engulf the bacteria and involve into the inflammation and the protection. uh, Another is the adipose tissue. Adipose tissue act there are the many fat globules present into their matrix, and they are act as the insulator and the fuel of the stored glucose or the food. There is also so these are the types. And also there into the dense connective tissue there is the regular, irregular, and the elastic tissue is present. The regular tissue contain the parallel collagen and the elastic fiber. They involve into the of the support and the movement. Also there is presence of the irregular. Into that there are the fibroblast and other fibroblast, WBCs, and other elastic fibers are irregularly present. So these are also in present into the support and the movement. There is the elastic fiber. So let's talk about the cartilage. Cartilage is there is the hyaline cartilage. Hyaline cartilage is also have the give the elasticity. There is also presence of the fibrocartilage. Fibrocartilage form the tendons and the ligaments which attach the bone to bone or the muscle to bone. And also there is presence of the bones. Bones are the spongy bones and the compact bone. Hyaline cartilage is present into the hyaline cartilage is present into the spongy bone into our uh, nose. There is also presence of the uh, there is also presence of the blood connective tissue. The blood connective tissue is mainly used for transportation of the oxygen and the other nutrient material and the gases, and also removal of the waste material. There are also there are the three types of the cells present into the blood, that are the WBC, RBC, and the platelets. So all of them function is very important into the carrying the oxygen, act as way into the immune system, and also the blood clot. All three main functions are done by blood. So blood is very important connective tissue. Another type is the muscular connective tissue. The muscular connective tissue is made up from the three types of the muscles. That is the three types of the muscle, that is the skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, and the smooth muscle. Into the skeletal muscle there are the striations are present. The skeletal muscle is responsible for the movement of the body, also locomotion of our body, and their function is on our wheel. So walking, talking, running, all these activities can be done by using this skeletal muscle. So this is the voluntary muscle, which is made up of the voluntary uh, tissue. Another type is the smooth muscle. Smooth tissue. Smooth tissue actually present into the vital organs or the hollow organs, for example, uh, stomach. And these are very smooth, and there is also presence of the nucleus. So they are not in their function is not present on our will. So these are involuntary in the nature. Another type is the cardiac muscle. Cardiac muscle is the auto muscle. So there are the hormones and enzymes present for their function, but the stimulation is done by, there is the own pacemaker is present into the cardiac muscle, and which is a special type of the muscle present into the heart. So pumping of the heart is done by this muscle or throughout all the body, and the stimulus is their own stimulus from their pacemaker. So cardiac muscle also have the striations, and there is this is very strong muscle, because pumping of the blood throughout the body is very required very energy. So these are the strong muscles, and these are also involuntary muscles or the tissue. Another type is the nervous tissue. Nervous tissue contain the glial cells and the neurons. They are mainly responsible in the regulate and control of the body activities. Also perform transport the impulse, and they commands all the body. So nerve cells are responsible for the transportation of the signals into the nerve cell. There is the axon terminal is present, and the dendrites are present into the cell body. And there is also presence of the myelin sheath, which is responsible to give the nourishment to that of the nerve cell. So these are all four types of the tissues present in our human body. uh, it's all about my topic. Thank you.